over the mountain. Do you know where Savage Gulf is? Do you know where Falkirk Falls is?
Vaguely.
So if you go over the mountain, you go left towards Falkirk Falls. Dunlap is to the right.
Sand Mountain area.
I don't know.
Middle of nowhere.
Correct.
Okay.
Canuga Sequatchie.
30 seconds.
3, 2,
30
1.
seconds. 20 now.
So last night we had Rylan at Mott's. And she was eating mine, and I was like, "That's mine." She said, "Mom, sharing is caring."
I mean, it's nice that she's repeating things you say, but it's not the funniest thing she repeated yesterday.
I didn't say
we
that
go.
to her repeat.
Here we go.
Okay.
4 minutes after 8 o'clock this morning, it is...
A full house.
Oh, Lord, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Locked and loaded, guys.
I don't know if
We're
I'm
ready.
for what's about to take place. I'm just
Who
letting you know.
knows?
We are.
Hey.
This is going to be intense. I'm not ready from, like, this group over here on this side.
Have you not had your caffeine yet?
I'm drinking a tea right now.
It's
I've got
not
some
mine.
tea. No, because I didn't have your tea.
But it was right beside my tea.
I didn't go get it.
Karen?
You can blame the person that went to get it. Like, that's not me. That was not in my wheelhouse.
See your tea from there.
I know, literally.
You know,
Just look over there and be like, I wonder what some healthy caffeine would taste like.
I didn't do this, so don't yell at me. At least it's not a sun drop.
That I'm very proud of
It's
you.
tea.
It's a
Like,
step
I'm trying to
in the
cut
right
back.
direction.
And I usually have one of yours every day.
Yeah.
I have a hard time sticking with just one.
I know I'm a two-a girl. Two-a-day
Well,
girl.
do what?
I drink two a day.
I asked you that. I said, how many of these can I have a day? And you're like, you gave me some weird looking emoji face.
Yeah, because you can have as many as you want.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing though. I drink one that is fully caffeinated, and then I drink one that's not caffeinated. So I go in there and I'll make, like, with the Beauty Boost and the collagen, and then I might put in, let's say, immunity if I'm feeling kind of sinusy, yucky. Or if I'm feeling a little dehydrated, I'll put some CR7 or H3O. So it depends on what I'm doing, but I'm not having, you can have multiple caffeinated drinks a day. Clearly y'all can tell that I have enough energy. I don't need 2 caffeinated drinks a
I
day.
don't know if you need one.
That is questionable. And I do cut my caffeine in that one down some too, because I have a lot of energy.
That's an
Yeah, so
So what's
understatement.
H3O?
Hydration.
Oh, so like a step above H2O.
Correct. So it's great for your athletes, and it's also great for hangovers, and it is great for stomach viruses.
So first and foremost, H3O is not the actual chemical compound.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just letting you know because
Oh,
you
you mean
die.
like H2O?
Right, because
Okay.
like hydrogen.
Yeah, no.
No, what is...
H2O2 is really bad for you. But H3O would kill you.
Well, don't do H3O.
Yeah, 3
Just
parts
come
hydrogen,
to
1 part
Club
oxygen.
29 and get the healthy H3O.
Yeah, that's not good for the lungs.
No.
You'd asphyxiate.
Oh, and I also will add Nightworks in there because that's the cure-all for like headaches
The what?
and cure-all.
No, what the what is it?
Nightworks. It's great for your cardiovascular system, but if you're having like leg cramps or headaches, different things, you want the Nightworks.
All right.
So I replace caffeine.
So
I have a joke of the day.
I'm waiting.
Oh, yes. Okay, are you ready?
No.
Ricky,
Not even a little bit.
what do you call a well-balanced horse?
Well-balanced horse. Let's
A
do it.
stable. You're welcome.
Introduce who you have this morning.
Okay, so let me just tell you that they came with one intention, but I don't know if we're gonna like really like drill in that one intention because this is such a hodgepodge group.
We're a mess.
So, first off,
What a cute mess.
we had like this whole game plan for the month out, and it got thrown out the window. And then yesterday I texted Mom, I said, we're in trouble. It's like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's like, we have nobody for tomorrow. She's like, hold on a second. And she sent a text out. And then I get a text back at like, what, 7?
I don't know.
Still don't know. I have no response.
No, it wasn't that late.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna have to go check because
took me a little while.
It
to get
did
back to
take you a
but
little while.
it wasn't
I know
Um,
it was 7 when you told me that we had somebody.
Okay, yeah, because she responded to me at 7:32 that she was going to brave it and do it alone,
Yep.
scared, and I was going to have to hold her hand.
They
So
didn't
here, hold
ask
my hand.
me until about 9 p.m.
Oh, you were still awake?
Barely. Yeah, barely.
So
All right, so we've got,
Together.
yeah.
We are your hot mess.
I wanted to bring in the Full Moon Healing Group
Project.
project, which is Desiree Mullis is the, what would you call her?
She's the executive director and founder.
Creator, founder. Okay. And then we've got Martina with us, who is like the president. Okay. I was going to say board of directors, but that's wonderful. Congratulations. Mhm. And then we have Kirsten, who is also on the board.
I am the secretary,
This-
so I know the ins and outs because I write it down.
You write it down. And then you tell people
I
what
tell
they
people
said.
all about it.
No, that's not what you said last meeting. This is what you said. I have
Yeah.
it written down right here.
Oh, she does.
I
it
will
all the
hand
time.
you the
She'll
paper.
like flip through and she'll be like, "This is what we said." And I was like,
That's a good job for you.
Exactly.
I mean, you get to kind of be a little bossy, but it's actually pulling back what people said.
Constructive.
I like it. It's very fitting.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess let's start with, tell us about the Full Moon Healing Project.
Well, like you said, Desiree Mullis, she started it a year ago March. So we're fairly new. We are a 501c3, so we've gotten all of our official documentation from the state of Tennessee. And we're just here to help people out. There's a lot of people out there that struggle with domestic violence and addiction and all of those things. And sometimes they don't know where to go. Sometimes they don't know where to start.
Right.
So we really just consider ourselves like a resource.
Okay, so how does somebody come across finding you, and what type of resource would you be for that person?
Well, Desiree right now handles all of our calls, and we're ramping up. She just told me the other day that we get more and more calls every day. But she fields all of our calls at the phone number that we have, or the email. She gets most of those, or they can reach out on Facebook. But basically, a call comes in and somebody will be like, "I'm in a domestic violence situation. I want to get out. I need to find out where I can set up a bank account all on my own. I need to know, is there a safe house, in my area? I need to know, who's a good counselor that I can talk to? What about a lawyer that will help me out?" And any of that stuff. And Desiree will literally go to the end of the earth to try and find the right person for your situation.
Okay.
So we don't have just a booklet where we flip to a page and be like, "Here's our friend, this lawyer, who may or may not help you." No, she's like, "Okay, this person handles this situation, and I'm gonna put you in touch with them."
So she's a connector.
Absolutely.
how did this start?
So Desiree is, she was part of a sex trafficking issue, and she's been in domestic violence. And when she moved here, she just absolutely was adamant that she was going to set up something so that people didn't have to live that way. People didn't have to live scared. The other thing for Full Moon is there are a lot of other organizations out there that are faith-based. And Desiree and the rest of us really believe that having a faith is great, but it shouldn't preclude you from getting the help that you want. Some people don't want faith-based, so we do not require you to go through a faith of any kind to be a part of our organization and to be one of our survivors. So if somebody wants to come to us and needs help, we don't make them pray about it. We don't make them go to church and get help that way. What we do is we help them, and then if they want to know of a church they can go to, or if they want to know that, then we will add faith in there for them. But it's not one of the first steps you have to go through like some of the other organizations here. So that was really important to us because a lot of us feel like, if you're trying to get help, if you're trying to get out of a situation, you don't need to add more to it sometimes, right? Like sometimes you just need to cut ties, leave your domestic violence. If you're trying to go through addiction, you just need to get help. You just need the right medicine. You just need, we don't want to add anything to you until you're ready. And then you let us know you're ready, and we'll put you in touch with that organization. We'll help you find a church. We'll do everything. So we're not against faith. It's just not one of the first one to it.
Foundational steps. Okay, so y'all let them kind of find their way. Like you kind of have to get into a situation and fill it out and get comfortable in it to even know what you need or what you feel is lacking. And so then you could say, okay, I really feel like I've been, talking to Jesus or God a lot here lately, so maybe I need to add that step in. And it gets to come on your own free will.
Yeah,
That's
right.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Something cool about us is our board of directors, we have all different kinds of walks. So some of us have, the word that we typically use a lot is the word trauma. And that is something that all of us as a board have dealt with. So we have different walks. Religious trauma, obviously domestic violence and things like that. Addiction. So we all bring a different specialty to the table. Some of us bring 2 or 3. We're not perfect. But we have put our trauma through a way that we can help other people navigate theirs as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not all the same. So when we say, a line that we like to use a lot is, I see you and I am you. Like, we literally mean that because we have been in those situations and came out, and we want to help people find a healthy route out of it. As opposed, like when people come out of jail, they might not have anything, and it's kind of embarrassing sometimes to ask for a bar soap, and we don't want people to feel like they have nowhere to go. Even
Or to
if,
feel shame.
yes.
That's
or,
such a icky feeling.
yeah. And people literally leave jail with the clothes they have on their back.
Yes, we have bags and backpacks of personal care items, a small gift card for Walmart or maybe Sonic or something like that, so they can get a meal, they can get 1 or 2 other things they need. So personal care items, we have a storage unit full of clothes that are sectioned out for kids, for adults. We have some furniture. We just got donated bunk bed sets, so if somebody needs to go somewhere with their kids are on the floor. We constantly are accepting donations from people because what we want to be is, if you need something, ask us, and we will either try to find it or we may have it. We're really here for anything, whether it's supplies or a computer. Just need a computer.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Maybe that's why we're all addicted to Facebook, is because we're seeking connection.
All the time.
All the time.
And,
And you can easily find us on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. But Kirsten's right. We have rape victims on our board. We have, like I mentioned, sex trafficked victims on our board. We have domestic violence victims on our board. We are people who have walked the walk, and we just really feel like that's really important. To look at me, most people would never assume that, I was literally thrown out of a car in a domestic violence situation. So I have been, my dad had to stand at the door with a gun pointed in somebody's face because I was running home scared, and what we like to say is that we're survivors, right? I'm not a victim. That didn't define me. I flourished, and we're just here to hopefully give somebody else that hope, that handout, what we needed when we were in those situations.
Ricky, this is your line. Be the person you needed.
I've actually used it this morning already on the radio. I've always said it's my favorite things is be the person you needed to be.
Ah.
Like the person you needed when you were
Yeah.
going through this. Be that person now. I used it with my ball players yesterday. We had a tryout, so I pulled some eighth graders out and said, be the person when you were in 6th grade. I need you to be the 8th grader that you needed now.
That's
And that's, I I use
That
that a
is-
lot. I love it. It's one of my favorite sayings.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Another word that you just said that we use a lot, when you come to us, we immediately start using the word survivor, because even if you don't feel like you are at the moment, you will be. Like, if you're willing to work and to put that step, we're willing to help you take those steps. We don't expect
You don't have to
people-
do it alone.
Yes, we don't expect people to just know what to do, because we didn't, you know. And we're very big on figuring it out.
Yeah, we're kind of figuring it out as we go.
Figure it out.
Kind of, because we are new. We're all new.
So you talked about how how you got started, but how did y'all come together as a group?
Desiree, you know, I've really,
How did you meet Desiree? Because she's such a hermit.
right.
These are both
Getting
funny stories.
Desiree, like, out.
is absolutely amazing. I've gotten her out at one networking group meeting, and it was Clementine. I had to get her there. She is.
I got her to dinner last night,
Is
so
that-
I'm the queen. Just so you know.
Kirsten Yarrow.
I know.
So, the chamber.
Okay.
They had one of those coffee meetings, and she got up, and she had just joined the chamber. She got up and talked, and when I tell you, when you hear her talk about her story, when you hear her talk about starting the full moon, that passion and that light that just beams out of her when she starts talking about it, I was instantly drawn to it. And so Kirsten was there too, and we walked over, and I was like, I just have to meet you. Like, what can I do? Absolutely, like right here, right now. So it was just, you know, when I say if there's a community event out there, go to it. Like you don't have to speak, you don't have to, but you will never ever leave there without being, you know, inspired by somebody. You know, I love that. So go out to community events.
So you were there from the beginning. That was she
Yeah.
immediately, Desiree took to you and was like, that's
Yep.
my board member.
Yep.
So I was drawn to it, obviously, from the name, if you know me at all. I love astrology. So I knew at some point, I knew that I supported the full moon from the beginning. Just, you know, donations, volunteering, things like that. So I've only been in for the last few months, I'd say the last 6 months or so, is when I came into the board. November. Yep. I was at a volunteer meeting and I just applied to be a board member, and they loved me, obviously. And
Don't we all?
you got to. You don't have a choice. But what I liked about it was the full moon really is about typically releasing, and so that's kind of how I connected. And I was like, however I can plug in, if you feel like I can, then I would love to be a part. And Desiree was immediately like, yeah, you can plug in easily. You bring a lot to the table. So thanks. I bring a lot of drama, great. But no, on all seriousness, it worked out really well.
So who else is on the board?
So our friend Lacey.
Mm-hmm.
She's our treasurer.
She's our treasurer, and Stephanie Mayfield.
My beautiful wife, Jenna.
Oh, I'm gonna do it for her.
So obviously we accept all people, gay, straight.
Yeah. So
Male, female.
What's kind of exciting is, you know, most of us have, like, Desiree started this organization, so I consider that like her own business. And then the rest of us all have our own business, for the most part.
Right.
You know, even Stephanie, she really kind of runs, even though she works for another construction company, she kind of runs her own.
She's like her own.
Yeah.
We really are all leaders in the community, and I think that makes a difference. First of all, we're all local.
Wait, are y'all all? Is Stephanie an ambassador too?
No.
No.
So, yeah, almost all of us
But
are.
all our beauties.
Yes.
Yep.
All our beauties.
Yep.
So
Almost all
And
ambassadors.
everybody but Stephanie. And Desiree's not an ambassador anymore,
okay,
though. The rest of us are.
interesting.
So we like it local.
I love that, you know, you've taken trauma and you have repainted the canvas or molded the clay to create survivor, you know, that survivor mentality and a winning mentality and a, you know, I was down here, nobody ever saw this of me, and through the tiny baby steps and divine timing and alignment, here I am. You know, I own my own business. I'm in charge of my own reality. Like, I'm writing my story, and I get to choose how it goes. And that's what you're teaching these people that are coming to you for help is, you know what, we don't have the answers, but all I can tell you is we're going to help you find the way.
A lot of people love when people are on top, and that's when you get all the support and the love and you're doing great and the cheers. Where we are different, I say we as the Full Moon Healing, we love when people are down here. We see people down in the very dumps when people are like, oh, if you need me, I'll be there for you, and then they may not be. We are that's where we show up best, and you always have our support when you're up on top, but we really thrive when the people are the mess, the hot mess.
Yeah.
Right, when people are crying and struggling and, you know, all they really want is a hug.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's literally, if that's what you need, if you need somebody to go out for a coffee, we'll be there for you. If you need somebody to help get you some clothes.
Buy
or
you some
soap,
groceries.
Buy you some groceries, you know. We're constantly, I mean, we're completely self-funded,
Mhm.
private funded. We don't have any grants or anything at the moment. So, you know, if the funding is there and somebody needs a utility bill paid, we will pay it. If somebody, you know, is living out of their car, you know, and they need gas, we'll try to pay it. You know, just we do what we can.
So how does someone submit for this? Because I know it can't be just like they call y'all up, like I need $160 to pay my rent because their utilities this month. Y'all don't just write them a check. There has to be some process.
Right. So that all goes through Desiree.
We do have a form
We do.
it's on Facebook,
Yeah.
and we have a website, but there is a form.
Yeah.
That's kind of where you start, but they're all vetted through Desiree. Then she will present it to us as a board.
Yeah.
How often does the board meet?
Once a month. We meet the first week of every month. We try to keep it to 2 hours, but
They try to keep it to 2 hours because I need to go to bed early.
But you're the one
Usually-
doing the talking.
Yeah,
the
You're,
princess over here has to sleep.
you're probably the one that's keeping them over 2 hours.
It probably would have been like an 85-minute meeting, but then
And then K-Dog over here has to talk.
There's
An
a lot
extra.
to be said, but we try to keep it at 2 hours. However, with this talking, we are in communication at least once a day, if not 2 or 3. But well, especially us officers, president and all that. We're at least talking once a day.
well, I mean, you kind of have to because I'm sure there's emergency stuff that pops up daily
Right,
from y'all.
yeah.
So you kind of like you're talking once a month a meeting, but you know, say you meet on the first Monday of the month and something pops up on the 14th. Y'all can't wait until the next first of the month to decide
Right.
on it.
And, you know, when we started last year, we were really trying to hold a lot of events. We were trying to do a lot of things on our own. And it was really a struggle because we hadn't established a community base out there yet. And so we really kind of pulled back and been like, okay, we don't need to host these events. What we need to do is get the community out there, realizing who we are, get more community support, and support other events. So we've been trying to, if somebody's got an event out there, we've been trying to set up a table at.
Have our presence, yeah.
Yeah, and just let people know that we're out there. So we've had a few stumbles in this last year, but
You're gonna have a few more.
Oh yeah, nothing comes
I
without
mean,
its
you
learning
can't.
curve.
Nothing can be completely recreated. So.
and it's kind of like we tell our survivors, it's like we have to be kind to ourselves too and realize we didn't get it perfect the first time. Oh no, so we try again. We tell our survivors that all the time, okay, maybe you wanted to quit whatever you're addicted to. You tried, something happened, you didn't.
Start
You're about
again.
to try again.
Yep.
Great. We're here for you. You want to
Yeah.
try again? We're here for you. You're trying for your 10th time. We're here for you.
Give yourself permission to begin again. And you know,
Right.
that even goes like, I have to remind myself that often at home, having a toddler, and I get so frustrated with her, and I have to tell myself, like, hey, done, end, begin again.
Yeah.
And take a breath, exhale it out, and pick back up, because I want to be like emotionally available and teach her how to connect with her emotions and her empathy. But then you get so kind of up in your head that I'm a failure, and then the mom guilt sets in, and blah blah blah, and I can't do this. And what do? We tear ourselves down, and we let ourselves stay in that wallow pit. Whereas if we'll say, hey, all right, new beginning, what has happened is done, I'm going to just let that go, and I'm going to take a breath, and I'm going to start again. Always start again.
I mean, it's no different, like, I've apologized to my kids before. I've been like, wow, I'm so sorry.
Mama was a little crazy just then,
Yeah.
wasn't she?
I lost myself there for a minute. I'm sorry.
My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there anything coming up for full moon that people can look for y'all? Are y'all going to be supporting any upcoming events? Are y'all having any events? What's on the agenda?
There's nothing right now. So one of the things we did do last year that is part of our mission to continue is Community Healing Day. So we had one at the Livery, and we had makeup artists there, a hair stylist, massage therapist, everything free to the community. And it was, you don't need to be a survivor to walk in the door. Just anybody can walk in the door, because we don't want people to feel the stigma of, oh, if I walk in this door, everybody's going to know I've been abused or I'm addicted with something, we wanted it for the whole community. And that's something that we want to do eventually, like on a quarterly basis. So we need to find a good location, and just set that up. So we're hoping for something, I think, at the end of summer or fall. So look for it. It should be coming out.
Where do people follow you at?
On our Facebook page, the Full Moon Healing Project.
All the socials,
All the
Facebook,
socials.
Desi's on TikTok with
Even
it too, right?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instagram, all of it.
We do have a website. Do not judge us by our website. But
These are
it's
just what?
fullmoonhealingproject.org.
5 gals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excellent.
One is
at
quilting,
helping.
one does soap,
Yes.
one does accounting.
Right.
Nowhere do I hear.
I make soap, I do not make website.
technology.
No,
No.
no. We have no IT
So if
experts.
I've been your
anybody
gal.
would like to volunteer their resources or time to help this
Absolutely.
not-for-profit with a website.
Yeah, pretty please.
That's what I was gonna say. We don't have any open like events right now. However, we are looking for. It's a volunteer, but we like to call them ambassadors. So we are looking for people like that to kind of come with us. So what we are doing right now is opening our board meetings, like to kind of chit chat, just kind of so they can have like an insight to what we're doing. And we do have one position available on our board, which is vice president, which I'm kind of secretly going for. But in the event somebody else is
She
better,
wants to keep a secretary too, so.
because I'm good at it.
Well, Kirsten is known for taking on 5 hats at once.
I have to have 8 jobs at a time.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about what you do individually.
Oh, Lord.
And just to show like where you are now.
Where are you?
You want me to start? Oh, me. So
Do we have an out? No.
We do not.
Ricky,
Listen,
you're gonna have to cut her off. Like,
I
shut her
will.
microphone off at some point.
I will keep it fairly short. So, to start off, I am the Enlightened Apothecary. I am one half of a holistic body care line that I create right here in Winchester. Me and my wife do that full time. And then we are also members of the Chamber of Commerce with that. So I'm also an ambassador. So I pop up all around the county. I am an ice artist at Mott's Shaved Ice throughout
Yes,
the
you
summer.
are.
It is the funnest job ever. Walker Hayes has been known to pop up. I've been on his Instagram. I'm just saying, I'm
If
very
you want to
popular
go
now.
see, yep, she's famous.
I would love to be on anybody's Instagram, so that's available if you come to Mott's.
No.
You don't have famous people following.
Right.
But that's okay.
I'm on my 25 followers.
We'll get you there. Let's see. My funnest job, I am a Mary Kay makeup artist. I love to do makeup, not only on myself, but other people. And I also sell essential oils. So one thing about my soap is I don't put these fragrances or fragrance water in my soaps. I fragrance them with the essential oils. That way it truly is a healing.
So I just want you to know that
So-
I got a new tattoo recently,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find Dial antibacterial soap.
Yeah.
But I remembered that I had a bar of the Enlightened Apothecary with its natural goat milk, and I was like,
And it worked just as good. didn't it?
perfectly. Yeah.
The last time I got a tattoo a couple weeks ago, I was like, can I just use goat's milk on this? And they just looked at me crazy.
I'm
I was
sure they
like,
did.
Well, time for me to test that.
Yeah, I
So,
did it too.
I did. It worked really good.
Mhm. Yep.
So,
It was the it was the block with the orange pill in it.
oh yes. Wow.
So-
I thought we were trying to hide that from Scotty.
No. I told him.
How did you?
Yeah. Can't believe you just called me out on the air like that.
I mean, you let it
Yeah,
out
Lauren.
there, so I thought it was...
Lauren's sporting a bird tattoo today. I don't know if it's new.
Yeah.
I didn't hide it from
She got it
Scotty.
years ago.
I was saving Scotty the frustration of being irritated with me more than once.
More than once a day.
We try to spread out those irritations,
I mean,
don't we?
yeah.
We're like, we're just gonna.
I listen to WCDT, and I know y'all say all the time, poor Scotty.
Poor
Dude,
Scotty.
I say poor Scotty all the time.
Yes.
Poor guy.
I love him so much, y'all.
Like, I don't think he realized what he was getting himself into.
He just,
Poor
you know,
kid.
he just puts his head down and shakes his head at
Yeah.
me and goes on, and life is great again. That's all it takes.
Poor guy.
No.
Poor
I find
guy.
a good eye roll at my antics.
I mean, life would be boring if I was not able to frustrate or irritate one person for the rest of their life.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh, that's my
Boring?
mission.
Boring for who?
Me?
Okay.
And them. What do you want me to be, a 50s housewife? No.
No. He knew that when he married me.
All of our spouses do.
Yeah. You know, I actually tell him I married him for gas, grass, and groceries. Fill my car up, take the gas out, and bring my groceries in. He doesn't do those, but...
I've never heard that. I like that.
No, just cut the grass.
Just cut it.
I like how like she leans back and says it like nobody's watching. You're not the first one to make that mistake.
It was not made for
A
me.
few weeks ago we're doing this show and like I'm like there's a video camera
Right
pointed
there.
right at you.
Right at you.
It's like,
It's
so-
perfect. I love it.
and
We
so
catch
the
it
whole-
all.
The whole thing of you trying to hide that did not work.
Didn't
I
sing.
tried.
All right, so we got her
So that's all.
So
47,000
that's Kirsten.
outs.
Wait, Kirsten, where can they find you?
Oh my, please find me on Facebook.
She wants to be Instagram famous, clearly,
Yes.
so go follow
Please,
her.
follow me on Instagram. I have 2. I don't know any TikTok.
But you're not. You spend on TikTok.
I know. I'm 30.
I have a
I'm not in my
TikTok.
20s. Like 20-year-olds know how to do all that crazy
I have a
stuff.
TikTok. Well, I am 29,
I'll be
so it's
42
okay.
next month, and I have a TikTok.
Do you do like those crazy transitions and stuff?
Or no, I just like
Okay,
watching stuff.
see?
He doesn't. See, I
You don't-
post
Oh,
online.
you just like to watch.
I post
Oh, I'm
online.
watching. I'm just not going to be
Just
post.
club posts or do you?
Oh my gosh, the club's posts are hilarious.
Oh, that's
They're
Oh,
so funny.
Actually, I follow the club.
Yeah.
The club's really good.
I follow the club.
They make me giggle all the time. But no, I post on.
I am learning how to do the TikTok because we will be using it for my other job. So
Mr.
I'm learning.
Director.
To a town near us.
I'm learning how
to
to
a
do the
local
TikTok.
downtown near you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can learn together because
Yeah.
That's
you,
a-
train, you learn and then train the rest of us.
So
that's a
I've
challenge.
got a TikTok.
I should be doing TikTok lives while we're doing this.
I don't know why you haven't been.
I know.
I think you
got
have to have a certain amount of followers.
I have a
right?
TikTok guru
I'm gonna grow them.
that has made their TikTok just explode that I'm going to use to help me with my
Are you
endeavor.
talking about a certain MM?
Uh-huh.
Actually, no.
No.
No?
No.
No. Surprised.
Dean.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You're in the right area.
I'm in the right area. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Martina, tell us about Martina.
Wow.
Bliss.
She's crazy.
We love her.
So I'm Martina Cottle. My maiden name is Bliss, and so I own.
I just love that last name.
Oh,
I
isn't
really
that the
do. Like,
coolest?
how do you get a name like that?
Oh,
Bliss.
I didn't even have to fake it. It's on my birth certificate. Isn't that great?
I like it.
And so I started a company called Quilting Bliss. So I am the quilt lady here around town. I create quilts from scratch. I help other quilters finish their quilt tops. Sometimes people, go through Granny's house and end up finding a quilt top that was never finished and you can't do anything with it, so I'll finish it for them. But basically, I get to play with fabric every day, all day, and I'm just in heaven. It's like the perfect combination of right brain, left brain, and
Creativity.
creativity, but like super uber precise. Things have to line up and match up, and
So if you take Grandma's quilt that she began, can you pick up where her stitching style, like, can you imitate her stitching style?
so I can do some handwork.
Okay.
But when I look at how much work I have and how long it takes for me to do that, is not always the easiest to do. I'm not great with hand quilting, but I am a hand stitcher. So like I can do.
What's the difference between hand stitching and hand quilting?
So taking two pieces of fabric. So the top. So here's a
Yeah, this
here's
is-
a little bit of information. So do you guys know the difference between a quilt and a blanket?
Yeah.
Quilt has thread throughout it.
Okay, there's one answer.
My grandmother's never made a blanket.
Right. Absolutely. So a quilt is 3 layers. It's always 3. Never 1, 2.
Oh, you've
never
got
4.
your
It's 3 layers.
top, that fluff,
Yep,
and
the
then
batting in the
the
middle.
backing.
And the backing.
Okay.
Always 3 layers, and it's sewn together.
Uh-huh.
Blankets can be 1 or 2, like the fleece blankets, where it's 1 layer or 2 layers tied at the end. Comforters, all those kind of things. If they're 1 layer or 2 layers, it's a blanket. If it's
So if I
3,
put
it's a
3 of
quilt.
them together, it'd be a quilt.
Yes, if you put and you stitch them.
Because
Stitch them together.
it has your physical creative work going into it. Like, you created it. Yeah, I'm sticking with
Created.
it. Created.
We also say quilts are made from love.
So are
Yeah.
teas.
So blankets are
They're made from love and a lot of seam ripping and resewing.
Are you still helping her?
Sometimes.
She was
In all
the
her spare
studio the
time.
other
It's
day,
a-
right?
I know.
It's a lot to get on this schedule of mine. I did do some fabric pairing with her the other day, and it was a lot of fun.
So besides my quilts, I also make tote bags and little zipper pouches, usually just to sell at the shows that I go to or for like Christmas time. And so I have all this fabric sitting at the house. So I had her and our friend Ashley, Miss Motts, come over the other day, and they were pulling, "Ooh, here's 2 pieces of fabric that go together,
Because
like-
we're all vastly different, and what we think looks good together is all different from just the 3 of us.
How long does it take you to make a quilt?
It can take me anywhere from 1 day to 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So I have 1 quilt, the only quilt that I've ever put into an art show, won a blue ribbon, and it took me
In the quilt world, that's a big deal, honestly. I'm a quilter.
and it took me 250 hours just to make the top, and it was a twin size.
Do you still have that blanket?
No, it sold
Quilt?
last year.
Not blanket, quilt?
Yeah, good job. Yep. No, it sold.
Wow.
It sold at my show last year. And I did cry a little bit. There were little tears that came out a little bit.
Because you're happy with how much it sold for? Or
Well, I priced it that somebody better love it as much as I did. And this lady loved it as much as I did. Yeah.
Oh,
and
you're
she
much
bought it.
stronger than
Does she
me.
send you pictures of where all she stations it?
I don't know if I want. It's almost like
Oh, God, yeah.
I just need to know that it's gone.
It's in a good home.
It's in a good home.
You know, she's from the Amish country out in Pennsylvania.
Aw.
Oh, that
and-
is a good home.
Yeah, and she
They'll
was,
appreciate it.
Yeah, so she was like, I can see the quality. I can see.
Do
the-
people still have quilts made for like weddings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I do the
What do you
double
do with
wedding
it
ring,
there?
which
Oh.
is the circles. I've made a couple. Usually it's parents and their kids are getting married and they want some. Parents, I don't know. They don't spend enough on the regular wedding stuff. I guess they want a big present to give to. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I made a couple double wedding rings for kids. Lucky kids. Yeah, that's probably one of the most difficult ones.
That
to
is
do.
a hard one.
It is really hard.
What else you do?
What's difficult about it?
Because there's no straight edges. So it's basically a circle that's made up of little tiny pieces. So everything is on a radius. And when you try to sew, most of the time quilting is sewing in a straight line. That's why I say, like, I'm not a seamstress. Do not ask me to fix a top or make a shirt for you. I don't do, but this one happens to be all just different radiuses. And it's made up of several parts. So I would
And they
say
come together to make a ring look like this.
yeah, so the rings actually sit like this. But yeah, look up double wedding ring. I love to make
Yeah.
them. They're fun. Anything super precise and detail and small. I made one quilt, a big wall hanging that was all 1/2-inch pieces. The
That
whole-
That gives
what
me
I say.
anxiety.
Yeah, it makes me want to scream.
My ADHD is like, nope.
Oh, love it.
So here's the other question. Like, do you do the ones where they have the pictures in the quilt?
Yeah. And I've actually made a picture. So I've made 2 mountain scenes that all the mountains and the trees and everything are little tiny itty bitty bits of fabric.
So like a mosaic and quilt pieces. Aw, I love it.
I have one right now. I sold the first one. I made a second one and I have that one still.
You should do glass art.
Oh, yeah, you took that class.
Yeah. You would be so good at it. Mine was terrible.
I don't think it was terrible.
Oh, it was.
It was abstract.
Very.
That was the kindest word.
I'm very
Very.
kind.
Abstract is it's a fun form of art.
Uh-huh.
Like, I like abstract paintings.
Really?
Yeah.
Me too.
That's because your other one, like, you meant to make a really nice one and it turned out abstract.
No, here's the thing that I've learned about myself. If I take a picture of something and want to recreate it, I will never get that. I'll never get anywhere near it. I could take a snowman and it's going to come out as a forest. That's just the way it's going to go. But that's what I like
That's
about
Lauren
doing
summed
things.
If I've ever heard a description of Lauren Martin, that was it.
I am in the true circle of my friends right here.
Well, it actually says a lot about the way your brain works.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, I can create anything from something.
Well, it just tells you, like, what you... Oh, my God.
Okay, tell me.
So you remember when we were at the silent retreat?
Oh, did you go with her?
Yeah, that painting.
Why would you go together? It's a silent retreat.
Because we
They were
were.
really good.
Yeah.
We didn't talk.
Nope.
I grasp that, but why would you go with someone that you know?
Because you're going into a very vulnerable time, and just being able to look over and see someone that you know is very comforting.
Even if I was just sitting on my bed and she was sitting on her bed, you could like look over and it just be like, okay, I'm grounded. Like
Yep, I'm safe.
I'm super safe because if I had to talk, if I had an emergency, like I'm gonna just grab her and we're running out the door, you know. But I didn't have to. I just felt, I felt a little more safe.
Yeah.
I hated it.
We know
while
you're
they
not
were
going.
there. No, I can't. I would
Yeah.
never.
That's,
She
we
can't
know
be
that's...
quiet for 20
No.
minutes.
That's what I'm
much
saying.
less.
We-
I was very bitter that they went because they're my emotional support friends. I had to go a whole weekend without them. It's very rude.
Yeah.
It's very rude.
Very
We're
rude.
going again.
Yeah.
I know.
We're just trying to figure it out.
It's because y'all hate me.
Why are you going again? You've done it once.
Silence is necessary.
Oh, silence
Oh.
is so important.
It
Stillness.
says who?
Not me.
Says prayer
Apparently-
and
Some-
meditation.
Silence is a horrible thing in this line of work.
You-
Just letting you know. Like when
Silence is not good for the radio.
yeah, when it's silent, it means something has gone wrong.
It means flatline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you can tell, we're not naturally silent people. So
I just wouldn't want to bring somebody I know with me to a silent because then I'd want to talk.
Well, you also, I wouldn't take Kirsten.
no.
I know that she would
That's-
blow it in 20 minutes.
Oh, I would. I'd be
Oh,
like,
you
hey.
were being so polite with 20 minutes.
And I would be like, I would be like,
Or she'd be like this. She'd be like writing
No.
something and be like,
I'd be like, my time hasn't started yet. I'd prolong my time.
she'd be writing Post-it notes. and
wait, can I say
showing-
one more thing? But wait, before one more
Okay,
thing.
one more question.
One more question.
Can you write during this?
You could
Not to
if
each
you
other.
needed to, but the point of it is not to. It is to truly sink in and go within to discern, like our ego, that shame and that guilt and that you're not worthy enough, you're not enough, like that is always prevalent in our brain. And sometimes you have to get quiet to find that stillness that's like, hey, you've got this, you can do this. Like, this is the next step. Or maybe this wasn't like the goals that you have, these are not the goals that you need to move forward with. They're not the priority that you wanted. But it takes getting still to find that silence in the peace that comes with the voice then.
If I went a weekend without talking to somebody, I'd have stayed in my last relationship. Like, this is
I'm glad you didn't, because you're a great talker.
Yeah.
just saying. Like, that sounds. When she told me about this, I mean, that sounds like a
I loved
horrible.
it. I will do it
Horrible
again.
weekend.
I've even tried talking Scotty into doing it with me. Like, and we don't have to go to a retreat. Like, we could take the camper somewhere and just set up for a weekend and just be in silence. Like, I feel like it would be
Which one of y'all's taking the little one for the weekend?
Jana
Oh,
and Kirsten.
yes.
Because I'm just going to say,
She's a
like,
baby speaker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way you were doing a silent weekend with
Oh,
her.
Oh,
no way. No
She
way.
would come out
Sharing
a
is
weekend
caring.
with me. She would come out like being able to do your makeup.
Oh, she already can.
Yeah.
I got pictures.
The last time we were around your table, she had like all the makeup
Uh-huh.
out and was.
Yeah, 3.
I bought her makeup. Like I'm an enabler with Rylan.
So I recommend everybody, even if it's just like start with 10 minutes and start increasing, and then maybe you get to a day. Maybe you work up the courage to go to a silent retreat. It's
know,
it's important.
The first, I've done it 3 times.
I'm not paying someone to go a weekend without talking.
Don't pay anybody. Sit in your bedroom.
Yeah.
You live alone.
It is easier though when I feel like when you have people around you that are all making you stay silent.
Mm-hmm.
So
Accountability.
Yeah, that environment where
That would drive me nuts. Like, I would talk just to make them upset. Like, I don't like the whole, like, you can't make me not do something. Like,
Well,
I'm going to do it
it's
on my
crazy
own.
It's
though
a
what
choice.
your brain will tell
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Your brain will enlighten you on so many things if you just are quiet enough to listen to it. It
Give it
is
a
eye-opening.
get out of your ego.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing is you're getting out of your ego.
See, I completely disagree with you. It has nothing to do with ego. Like, for me, for my brain to shut down like that, there's issues. Like, something has to be chemically involved for
When
my brain
I
to
say
stop
ego,
working.
though, I'm not talking about the narcissistic ego that everybody has kind of mainstreamed. I'm talking about that loud voice that is constantly right there. You should be doing this. What are you doing? Have you done this? This is your to-do list. Pick up this coloring book and start coloring because you can't handle the silence. Do something to divert your attention. Like, that is that conscious voice. That is the ego. The subconscious is like that peace.
Yeah, is the peace and quiet. So, yeah, when
What?
ego is more just what's hitting you moment after moment after moment.
Yeah.
Oh, the text message I just got about this is hilarious.
Oh, is it radio
Ooh,
safe?
share with
No.
the group.
Oh.
Aw.
Oh,
Man.
I'm not radio safe.
I hope y'all are enjoying it, though.
So this sounds brutal. Let's use brutal instead of the word they said.
Okay, well, to each their own, but I do recommend everybody take a couple of minutes of silence a day. Even just a breath in and a breath out, like 5 breaths. Be silent there. Turn your phone down.
Oh, that I can handle.
well,
Just not when y'all go away for a weekend.
There's no way you could go 10 minutes.
10 minutes, absolutely not.
5?
way.
Could you do
I could
5? Wait, you meditate though.
No, well, yeah, not quietly. Like I talk to the universe.
Oh, so you're talking during meditation?
She's talking in her head.
is
Her goal of meditation is not to silence the brain. It is to process through the brain.
It is, yes, we are talking processing.
I see you. Thank you. But meditation is not completely clearing the brain. It is sinking. It's a transcendence.
Yeah, and I'm
you're
trying to
sinking
coach,
below.
you know,
Think about nothing.
File things
My
away
focus,
in my
nothing.
head.
I
And
don't
It's
want
just an
anything.
acknowledgement of
just-
what
I'm
is
with
coming through.
Yeah.
Kirsten here. Mine is to organize.
organize.
Like when I'm sitting there and I'm doing it, you've got me, and yes, you have got me starting to do this. I will sit there and start putting things in like priorities
Yeah.
because
And a
throughout
good
the day, my brain's like a spider
tip
web.
here would
Do you
be,
write it
Yeah.
down too?
yep, it would be to keep a
anymore.
tablet beside you.
I have to write it down. I'm a writer downer.
This thing is like a vault.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
See, mine is like,
Gone.
yeah,
Doodaloo.
yeah. I feel like there's a constant tornado in there, and if I don't write it down as soon as it's front and center, it's gone.
If anyone ever read my notes, they would have no clue what I'm doing.
That's
Me
okay
mine
though.
either.
That only you need to read them.
Yeah, like I can put a letter for what I'm need to done, and like I know that's what that letter meant.
Really?
Yeah, like or like numbers sometimes, like because I'll have like 1 through 7 that I need done today, and I'll just write 1 through 7 down in a piece of paper so I can scratch through them, and like I'll know, and they won't even be in
unfair.
order sometimes, but like 1, 6, 2,
Yeah.
you know, and go through there.
No, I gotta write them down to move them
I would be
around and
like,
shift
well,
them.
what was one?
No,
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
And I put things in my calendar, and I'm like, what was 12:30? I have M at 12 and gone.
No.
But see,
I
like,
would
also-
spend 10 minutes trying to figure out what M was.
this confuses her also. My phone is nobody on my phone has their name.
Guess what my name is?
God.
I love it. It's Rafiki.
Rafiki.
The monkey?
I love it.
So nobody, if I have a personal connection with a person, none of them have their actual name in there. It has a name for them because that's when it pops up, I know who it is. I mean, that's how.
I do that in real life. So when I find out somebody has a nickname, I will absolutely not call them that. I will make their own so that when they hear it, they know it's me.
Like, I know I'm Lolo.
Yeah. And if somebody else is called, I'm like, no,
Like, who else calls you K-Dog?
nobody. Well,
Well,
the
the
people
few
at
people-
Mott's have kind of picked it up.
Yeah.
So, but
that's-
yeah.
But I do that. That's that's how my brain works. Like it's how I learned to memorize things was connect them with things that make sense to me,
Yeah.
and that's how
Is that like what association?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
associative memory.
Associative. Yeah.
I learned
I
at a
don't
very
think I have that.
No,
learned
no.
at a very very young age. I was like 6 or 7 when I learned this. That's how I did things,
Really.
and as soon as that happened,
I'm definitely more of a Pumbaa.
I love that you're still there. I love
I
it.
am. I was working through that.
One of my
I
favorite
was
things about
meditating.
her is when she laughs like 10 minutes later, and it was about the thing, you know. But
One
she is,
thing
like,
about me,
gut-rolling laughing.
I'm not gonna forget, especially if it's funny and I'm making fun of you. I'ma not forget.
I'm going to forget it all. Scotty comes home and he's like, Lauren, you didn't tell me about XYZ. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Oops. Because, anything you tell me is safe. You know why? Because I don't remember.
no, here's the bad part is when you'll sit there, we'll talk about something, and you'll be like yesterday. You were asking about. No, I'm sorry. When you was Lily. Lily and I were talking yesterday, and she was asking about something. I'm like, and the way I was associating it was a totally different topic. So with the way she worded it, is the way I was associating something else. And I was like, I don't remember telling you about this. Like, how do you know? And then she's like,
What are you talking
we
about?
talked about it the other day at lunch. I was like, no. I was like, this just happened yesterday. I haven't talked to you since. And then it clicked what she was talking about. I was like, oh, never mind.
Oh.
And then she's like, well, what are you keeping from me? What don't I know?
Oh, yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of stuff.
But I just simply forget. So.
All right, we're getting out of time.
Okay. So both of you, if you have one piece of advice to share with the collective that you think would make life better, what would it be?
I'll stick with full moon. Reason I'm here, I guess. We all have trauma, and it's not the easiest to work through it. You have it. It could come from your parents, from your childhood, people you don't know, people that you didn't deserve things like that to happen to you. Do your best to work through it. And if you don't know how to work through it, we're here.
Yeah.
But some people are stubborn like me and do it on their own. You don't have to be like me.
Yeah.
No, you don't do it on your own. You have a tribe.
I
you
do now.
you turn
yes.
to us when you are. But
Oh.
you've
Sometimes she gets quiet. and
Yeah.
You know that's
that
not
she's
good.
working through. But you have to allow space for somebody to work through something, for them to come to the space to ask for help. And
Right.
I tell Rylan, she's 3. I'm like, it's okay to ask for help, because she's like,
Right.
no, I do it. And I'm like, it's okay to ask for help. And so I'm trying to teach her, because we've all been taught, especially as females, it's not okay to ask for help.
Oh, yeah.
We're
So
supposed to be strong.
yeah,
on our
and do it
own.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Sometimes the bravest thing you could do is ask for help.
is ask for help.
Yep.
But you also have to come to the place in your mind where you're like, okay, I've gone as far as I can. It is okay to ask for help here.
And sometimes that help is just listen. I don't need you to solve anything for me.
So I actually just heard a line yesterday, and it has changed the way I look at everything. Nowhere in the Bible does it say good advice. It says good news was given.
Oh.
Good advice is not. And I was like, that makes so much sense. Like, it is not our place to give advice.
Right.
It
I
is our
always tell
place to
people-
just be available.
Yeah.
I always tell people I don't like giving advice, but I'm going to tell you this was my experience.
Yep.
You know, or I have an opinion on what might work.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to give you advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I would say my thing is stigma. Let's, trying to eradicate
Oh,
the stigma
yeah.
of that a trauma victim is somebody laying on the gutter, barely is breathing. No, let's get rid of that. I can be a brave, strong, independent woman and have had trauma in my life. It doesn't define me.
Right.
But it took a long time to get through that. So I would like to eradicate the stigma that any trauma that happened to you is who you are.
No.
No.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
You get to create your story, what story you're writing.
Yeah. My story is beautiful, but I've been through some crap.
Yeah.
Ugh, I love writing my story.
I know you do. All right. What is your life motto?
It's just makeup. You can wash it off. Start again.
That is so fitting.
Just start over.
Start over.
Mine kind of goes along with my quilting bliss. My slogan for quilting bliss is sharing happiness through quilting. But bliss, the definition is happiness. So, honestly, ever since I was young, that's my thing. I just want to share happiness. I want people to laugh.
You do really good at that.
You do.
I will actually compliment you.
Wow. Write this down. What's the date today?
Well, actually, we
25th.
have it live on Facebook.
Oh,
So we will
I
have
take it
this
back.
forever.
I take it back.
So, yeah, that's
Making
sharing
people-
happiness.
I love that.
It doesn't mean I'm overshadowed,
Oh, you have your bad days, but
Yeah.
you
We're
you
allowed
show
to.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. And but you know what? Even on your bad day, like when you're in a mood that you're not able to be of service to someone else, that it is a self-care. And that is very important to understand about yourself, is when you are available to serve others and when you need to take that time. And you've always been great about that.
Yep.
So
I
I
agree.
like it.
What's yours, Lauren?
What's my
Your life motto. Give me one at least.
one?
I know you well enough to know you have like 8.
What gets me through is be still and know. Just be still and know. So that's what I repeat to myself a lot.
See? This goes back to silent retreat.
I can be still, but I'm a
Still
talk.
talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still talk.
Being
Yeah.
still has nothing to do with not talking. Like I've been still this whole time.
Well, I also when I'm doing that, I typically will follow up with an affirmation of sorts. Like, depending on where I'm at, I am safe. Is a big one. So if I'm in a place where I feel like my heart is racing or like I can feel my anxiety starting, I'll say, be still and know I am safe. I am safe. And so that be still and know is just kind of the forefront to wherever I'm at, what I'll follow up with. So if you could shout out any individual or small business who would it be?
Don't say mods. Don't say mods.
You already did. Just go ahead and throw it out there.
Mott's Shaved Ice. So we have an amazing team. We are open full-time hours right now. They're getting ready to change in June. We're going to have more daytime hours. But right now, typically, it's 3 to 8. We're closed on Sunday and Monday. Flavor of the week every single week. But then we have our usual favorites. Firecracker, Sunset, and Tiger's Blood.
I want to tell you, I got coconut cream pie yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Rylan got strawberry. Those two together, bomb.
We do like a create your own. That's when I really have fun.
Oh my gosh. Like, I told Rylan, hey, get out of my coconut. This is mine. Sharing is caring, Mom. Okay. Touche.
I mean,
And I will say
yeah.
a good snowball and a good
Oh,
snow
yes. No cap.
Both.
We do love a good snowball.
She got
so-
mad because there was no ice cream on top. And so I had to, like, dig her spoon down and be like, look, here's your ice cream.
Right, it's down there.
Oh, it was not right. She's like, no ice cream, no ice cream. And I was like, it's in the bottom.
Next time, I'm like, hey Ashley, can you put that
On the top.
put that snowball?
Walker Hayes' favorite is a Tiger's Blood. So
Nice.
it's kind of everybody's favorite now because he's popular. So, yeah, Mott's Shaved Ice. Ashley's killing it.
I guess mine is because we're here for the full moon. Our other board member that isn't here that has her own business is Ledgers by Lacey.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call her out because
Oh, call
she's our
her.
treasurer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's
She actually likes numbers.
She's typecast.
Oh my gosh.
she's what?
Y'all typecast that one.
Right.
Ledgers by Lacey.
Yeah.
The treasurer.
The
Come on
treasurer.
now.
Her brain works in numbers. It is so like,
It's incredible.
I enjoyed
I
talking with her.
don't.
huh?
I enjoyed talking with her.
She was a lot of fun.
She is. She's
Yeah.
a blast, and she had worked at a charitable organization before she came even here.
Yes.
so
she
she's bringing
brings-
experience.
She brings
Yep.
experience besides all of the numbers. So yeah, she does bookkeeping and accounting type stuff for all you people that don't like numbers. So give Ledgers by
Amen.
Lacey a call. Yeah, I'm so not the numbers. Oh, we even
I just wanna make
even our
soap.
book that we just read, and we're supposed to be feeling more like we like numbers and we like money, and I'm like, man, this is hard.
So we also have a little book club on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Sure you do.
We do.
yeah, we do.
Yeah. And we just finished one
We did.
that was all about numbers.
Well, who wants to say the title of the book?
Get rich, lucky.
It rhymes with rich.
Oh.
It was a great book, by the way.
10 out of
was a
10
good
recommended book.
Yeah.
It actually put me on a whole new path of a
So-
couple more books.
Funny about that word is it was the very first cuss word ever said on the radio.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Hall & Oates, Rich Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Gotcha.
See? Oh, there we go.
All right, so kind of summarize full moon healing because we talked about that at the beginning, and then tell us where we can find y'all, and we'll start closing it out.
Okay, I saved it on here. So, Full Moon Healing Project. We are a 501c3. We have a P.O. Box 501 in Estill Springs if anybody
Well, that's
likes
fitting.
to do snail mail. But our phone number is 931-691-8520. You can email us at thefullmoonhealing@gmail.com or find us at thefullmoonhealingproject.org and on Facebook. So just look up Full Moon, but you also have me, Martina Caudle, you have Kirsten Johnson, Jana Johnson, you have Lacey Hayes,
Yeah,
Desi
you can
Mullis.
connect with any of us.
Mayfield, Desiree Mullis. Find any of us on Facebook and we will get you where you need to.
And again, we are always open to volunteers and
Donations.
any type of monetary donation. We can absolutely put that on the right path. But also, we do have like toiletries and things like that. So even a Walmart gift card helps
Yeah,
us.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, we don't ask for much.
So thank y'all so much for joining us very last minute.
Yeah.
Grateful to have y'all here.
If you need some last minute people, we're your people.
I know.
Okay?
Y'all can just talk.
We
help
will
us.
show up.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thank y'all so much for coming in today.